Hello everyone, this is Igor from Vinous Reverie Wine Shop here in Walnut Creek, and it's time for the August Wine Club selections. And I think the theme for the month is organics. A lot of these wines are made either with organic grapes or biodynamic grapes, or they're even vegan. So, you know, very clean, delicious wines. All right, so let's start with the Adventurous Club first. And the white wines. So if you're in the white wine club, you get this first wine, which is from Chateau Duvaux. So Chateau Duvaux is they're based in Moselle. It's a tiny appellation right across from the Vosges Mountains near Luxembourg. So the Vosges Mountains, that's kind of where Alsace is. So this is north of that. It's actually the tiniest and the most northern appellation in France. And yeah, you know, they kind of specialize in just like a interesting combination of grapes. So this one, it's actually a fun combination. I had to write it down. So it's made from Auxerrois, Müller-Thurgau. And Müller-Thurgau is like a interesting grape in itself because it's a cross between Riesling and another grape called Madeleine Royale. I know, I never even heard of a grape like that. Tokai Pinot Gris, and there's a little bit of Gewürztraminer. So this is a wine that he has like peaches and flowers on the nose. It's really rich and flavorful on the palate, but it's very dry. So, you know, a fantastic wine, and I think you know, it's the first time I ever had a wine from the Moselle region, so this is very exciting. So if you guys are in the White Wine Club, I think you guys will enjoy this wine. All right, a little bit more classic here. The second one in the wine club, it's Albarino from Rièges-Baixes, which is a tiny appellation right on the Atlantic coast in Galicia, northwest Spain. And Albarino is the most prevalent, most famous grape in Galicia, and it makes very it grows in granite, and wines that grow in rocks, there's a lot of this kind of refreshing mineral character to it. So this wine, it has kind of like apples, apricots infused with like citrus notes. So, you know, a very beautiful wine, very refreshing, classic, I think, summer wine. So in the White Wine Club, you guys will receive both of these wines. If you're in a mixed wine club, you will receive the Albarino, and then another fun grape, Galliopo. So this comes from Cataldo Calabretta, and the wine is made in Calabria, which is kind of in the toe of Italy, from a small appellation called Siro. You don't really see too many wines from Calabria in distribution, and as far as I know, Galliopo is like the most prevalent grape, kind of what the region is known for. So this wine, it's very beautiful. It's full of fruit, but it really has this distinctive balsamic character. I would even describe this as a savory wine more than a fruity wine. It's very complex, very interesting. If you guys never had Galliopo, there's a good chance you guys never had it. I think this is a fantastic introduction to the grape. All right, so that's in the mixed club and in the red wine club. The second red wine is from Pinot Noir from Alta Adige in the Italian Alps. So this is from Jay Hostetter. He's one of the bigger producers, winemakers in the region, but it's still a family-owned winery for over 100 years. And Pinot Noir was actually introduced into the Alps in the early 19th century because, you know, it's a cooler climate, higher elevation kind of area where you know, Pinot Noir could potentially thrive. So this is a characteristic Pinot Noir. It's on the lighter side because of the higher elevation, and it's full of kind of these wild berries. I think wild berries really dominate the palate here. So, you know, nice summer red, a wine that you could chill as well. So, and a great, I think, expression of Alpine Pinot Noir. So that's the Adventurous Club. You know, a lot of fun wines. So yeah, you guys are in the club, check them out. I think you guys will enjoy them. All right, the High Society Club. Really fun selections for the High Society Club as well. All right, guys, so a little backstory to this wine. So this is from Chateau Turquois-Lalande. All right, so what I did for the first time, I actually directly imported some, I kind of cherry picked some of the best wines of the last couple of vintages from Bordeaux. And I went directly to Bordeaux. Instead of going through the distribution channels, I went like, hey, let me go directly so I could kind of save on the middleman cost. And that's one of the reasons I'm able to fit this wine into the wine club. And very exciting wine. So it's not a class level wine. So it's not a first or fifth level class. But there's a really cool backstory to it, and why I selected for this wine, and what I think is not only a fantastic wine, it might be the best value wine, I don't know, in the wine world at this particular point. So let me just give you a little backstory on this. So the winery was bought by the owners of Chateau Montrose, which is a second growth, a very, maybe the best winery out of Saint Estep. There's two second growths. There's Cos and Montrose. So both of them are fantastic. I said maybe the best. They're one of the two best. But anyway, the same owners own Montrose and Troquet-Lalonde. So there's already pedigree here. And then when they bought this property, they actually asked the winemaker out of Haut-Brion to come out of retirement and start working on the properties. So he's working on both of the properties, Montrose and Troquet-Lalonde. And they changed the way they grow things. Went in the whole organics direction, which was fantastic. And in 2018 is considered a really great vintage. Some of the accolades. So Decanter Magazine gave this wine 97 points. Fantastic score. But I think really what jumped out at me when I saw some of the ratings of this wine is when Jancis Robinson, when she reviewed this wine, she tasted it blind. And she, in her descriptor, she called it Mouton-like. And I was like, whoa, Mouton-like. I like the sound of that, because Mouton, if you guys are not familiar, it's a first growth Bordeaux. In fact, some people think it might be the best first growth Bordeaux out there. So very high compliment. And she gave this wine 18.5 points. 18.5 points, first growth wines get 18.5 points. It's unheard of that a wine that's not even a class wine got a score like that. Unbelievable score. I think if you guys are in the club, it's very exciting for you guys to try this wine. I have plenty of this wine, so if you guys kind of get excited or intrigued by what I said, I have plenty of this wine, so you could come to the shop and pick it up. Great wine. All right, another great wine that we have here is from Domaine de la Butte. So this wine was made by Jackie Blas. Jackie Blas may be one of the most famous winemakers in the Loire Valley. Really, what put his name on the map is his wine, Chenin Blancs in Mont-Louis, the village that's across the way from Vouvray. Probably the most famous winemaker in that village, and highly accoladed wines. In the early 2000s, he bought wines in Bourgel village, which is all Cabernet Franc. So he started specializing in Cabernet Franc. So he brought kind of his expertise. So this wine, he has several cuvées, and this is Perrier. Perrier is kind of considered his highest end cuvée, and it comes from a 1 hectare single vineyard with limestone soils. And one of the things that he does, he brings kind of Burgundian method to his winemaking process. So depending on what slope of the hill that the grapes grow on, that's how he's gonna ferment it. So everything's fermented separately, all the cuvées, and he just selects different methods for different wines. So like I said, this is considered his most elegant, best expression of Cabernet Franc. In fact, from everything I read, this is as sensual and as elegant as Cabernet Franc gets. So another exciting element for the wine club members. So I think if you guys are in the high society club, these are pretty great wines for this month. So in the description in the video, I'm gonna list out all these wines below. If you guys have more questions, obviously you can reach out to me. I have all these wines additionally in the store, so if you guys are intrigued by any of them, please stop by. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you.